Another episode of The Running Journey. I'm Rob Tatro. This is my brother.
Charlie
Tatro also. Same last name. Great to have you guys here. We know you guys could choose to do a lot of things with your time, either while you bike or jog or swim. Does anyone listen to podcasts while they swim? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think
it's a thing. Okay.
It's a thing.
Or just when you're lounging around or trying to get to bed. But we thank you. We thank you for tuning in today. So we're going to make today extra special just for you. I'm going to tell you guys again how my brother crushed me at the same Malo Triathlon. But today would have been my chance, I think, had I just not been such a loser runner. We've not dissected the race at all. But let's start. Charlie, where do you want to start? Do you want to start maybe just with your time and talk about that? Okay, where do you want to start?
We could start with the time, I guess.
Okay, what did you do total time?
I think
PR?
PR 2:19 something, but it was like the swim was.
So hold on, just pump the brakes. 2:19. You wanted to break 2:20.
Yeah, I broke.
You did it.
Yeah.
2:19:40 or something like that.
2:19:26.
2:19:26. I did 2:24:20, I think.
Yeah.
So I missed PR by about 40 seconds. Roughly 5 minutes behind you. And then, how'd you find the course?
Well, the course was nice. My performance, was okay. So the swim, I would rate my performances. Swim was like a C. Bike was like an A or B B minus. It's pretty good. It's a really good bike. And then my run was like a D plus or a.
Could our PBs at each event beat Labby?
I think so, maybe.
Like if I took my 24-minute swim today, your one.
You did a 24-minute swim. That was your time.
Yeah. 24:06.
So it was like a 5 minute.
I don't know if it was 5.
Well, I'd say at least 4. Like.
Yeah, it was definitely a short course. So thank you. What was her name? Amber. Jessica. We saw Patrick Peacock, and we thanked him, our coach. He's part of the organizing committee.
Thank you for the short course.
Thank you for the short course, Patrick. We are appreciative of the short course. So the day starts at like 8 a.m. Run through, swim. I got to the first buoy. Sorry, I only checked my watch once. The first loop.
I checked at the first loop. I was at
12:06 for me.
I was at 12:30, and I felt like this swim. As soon as I started, I felt like, oh man, I'm not feeling great on the swim. I'll just take it easy. I decided right away I was just gonna take the swim easy because I didn't feel great. I was drafting a lot, and there was like. I was in a group of like 10.
Yeah, I was with you at first.
A long time.
Yeah.
And I was drafting off of them. And then I kind of, after the first loop, I kind of went wide and I think that probably cost me some time because I lost contact.
You didn't want to have people around you.
Well, that's the thing. One thing I'm realizing is it's annoying to be in a group of people.
But it's quicker.
But it's quicker, but like sometimes they crash into you and stuff. And
yeah, it's
like I heard her buddy Chris.
Simo. I call him Simo.
Yeah. So this is how bad. I guess my swim wasn't that bad. I think I conserved energy on it.
Okay, so you can't say your swim was bad if you did a 27 minutes swim. You can't say that because think of all the listeners who are like.
Yeah. No, I know, but like just think it was like
for
probably
you
it was probably a 1,200 meter course or 1,250, whatever. Anyways, so. People that I normally beat, or that I beat at Birds Hill, like four or five people that I beat at Birds Hill beat me in today, and that doesn't mean I think maybe I had a bit of an advantage at Birds Hill because I had practiced in open water, and most people probably hadn't at Birds Hill. So probably it's more that those people underachieved at Birds Hill than me underachieving here, but I don't know. So, anyways, Chris.
Simo. We're calling him Simo.
Simo.
I don't know if that's his nickname. I just made it up today.
Simo. I saw Simo come out of the water just before me, so he was ahead of me, and he crushed me on transition. But I heard him complaining about people like grabbing his feet, and it was
me.
Sorry, Simo. It's probably me a lot by accident.
I swam. I've never done this in a race in the history of my life. I swam next to someone and talked to them for a bit.
Really?
I saw Simo and I was like, "You're doing great," and we chatted for a little bit. Well, chatted
as you were swimming.
Yeah.
Wow. And then the seaweed situation was okay, but you just had to power through.
I've never seen that. Like seaweed, every stroke, your face was like, and your arms and your body was overwhelmed. Yet
it was like 30 seconds of hard. Just
pushing.
get through that seaweed.
The second loop, I was like mentally preparing for it. Okay, Rob, get your speed. Because it's like hitting a wall. I'd say it was 40% harder during those 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It was almost like twice as hard. Like you weren't moving. You're hitting this wall of seaweed.
Yeah.
Same Malo, a great place to swim. But at least we had the short course. So I turned the corner, and this is the first time this happens to me. Did you feel that it was short, or did you just know when you looked at your watch?
Well, when I saw my watch, I'm like, okay, it's short course. That's awesome.
I had the same,
because I knew I had it. I knew it wasn't like a stellar performance. Like it to me, I was guessing that compared to Birds Hill, I probably went like 5% slower or something like that. That was what I thought in my head. Like I thought in my performance level compared to Birds Hill was about 5 seconds slower.
Do you have your data?
Well, we'll see there.
But like you have it on your watch, right? You'll be able to see strokes per minute and pace or whatever. I know it won't be perfect, but it'll give you an indication.
Yeah.
So I saw the loop at 12, and I didn't go listen to the course today, to the instructions, and to the run in and to run out. I didn't even know which direction we were going.
Yeah.
I was like, are we doing clockwise or counterclockwise? And then when we got into the water and I got to 12, I was like, I guess it's 3 loops.
Oh, you thought it was 3 loops?
It must be 3 loops, because there's no possible way I'm doing 24. And then, is it maybe 3 loops? Same thing that happened to me in Des Moines in my first Ironman.
I think mine was more like 12:45.
12:06, man.
Because, like, honestly, I took it a little easier, which was okay.
Sure it was
which was okay because I had more energy for the bike. But
so at the end of Saint-Quentin, and they give tickets in Saint Pierre. They definitely give tickets. They're bored a little bit, like Saint Anne. So I knew it was 2 loops. I was like, is it maybe 3? No, it's 2 loops. It's 2 loops. So at about halfway through the second loop, I felt so good. I was like, wow, I've never done this in my life. Like I kind of tried a sprint for the swim. I tried to push a swim. Have you ever done that? I've never done that in a race.
No, I've never. Well, actually, you know what? Hecla last year, I felt really good at the end, and I was like, it wasn't a sprint, but I went harder, definitely for the last,
I pushed
500 meters.
And I don't know, I'm curious to see if my time will reflect that, or if it's just I kept my pace by going faster. You know what I mean?
That's for me. That's what happens with the swim. Like you feel like you're going so much faster.
I'm going way faster, but no,
you're just maintaining.
Yeah, and you're breathing twice as hard. And when I finished, I looked up, and it was 23 something, but I wasn't out of the water yet.
Yeah.
And then I stopped my watch for the right as I was entering the bikes.
Yeah.
And it was 24 or something. So I'm really, really pleased with the short course or not. Like I had a good day in the pool.
Yeah.
Because it was
shorter. You beat me by 3 minutes. You only beat me by 1 minute at Birds.
I didn't even see you in transition.
I feel like relative to, I feel like my effort probably wasn't quite as good as Birds Hill, and yours was probably slightly better than what you did in Birds Hill relative to like.
I think I improved. Because I did Birds Hill.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because I'm not swimming, right?
I think you improved, and I probably was slightly worse.
So that was fun. Transition. I had a 2-minute transition.
Oh my!
But I count the entire thing as. When did you start your transition?
Well, I don't know. I started as soon as I could stand in the water. I started transitioning.
No, but like, where did you get your time? Oh, just from the website.
Well, I got my time from the website, but I knew I was slow.
Okay.
Like, it was like 2:40 was my transition, which is ridiculous.
I started it at the entrance of the bike thing, and I didn't start it till I mounted my bike.
You didn't start what?
I didn't end my transition till I mounted my bike.
Oh, you mean on your watch? You were tracking your transition? I don't track my transitions on my watch.
I tried it for the first time.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are wondering, if you have a Garmin, the triathlon setting that I mangled last time because I'm like 1,000 years old, I guess, and I don't know how to use technology. Charlie texted me after. He says, remember, the lap button is the lower right button on your watch. The lap button, I pressed it. It worked wonderfully, Charlie.
So at the end of the swim, you press lap. So
all I had to do...
Then you were T1.
It said transition 1. And then it gives you, I think, 5 or 10 seconds if it was a mistake to like exit. There's a button to exit. And then after I pressed it again, started the bike, pressed it at the end of the bike, pressed it at the end of the run. It was really, really, but I guess it's a no-brainer, right? There's only 4 things to press, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't start it till my bike because I wanted a real bike time because I wanted to see if I was improving on bike or not.
Yeah.
And I was very pumped. So I guessed I was 2 minutes ahead of you after swim, but I hadn't seen you. So I was like, I'm 2 minutes and a bit. I said, what if he's ahead of me?
No.
Is there a chance he's ahead of me?
Well, so me too, because it took you
8 miles to pass me.
It took me a while to pass you. I'm like, is there any chance he's behind me? I'm like, no, there's no way.
I thought
because I was like, yeah, I kind of took. Yeah, no, I was assuming you were more ahead than at Birds Hill. But I think you must have gone a little bit faster on the bike. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went way harder on the bike. I trimmed, I think, 6 minutes on the bike.
Okay.
Which is kind of what I wanted to do, maybe 5. So how did you find the bike? I mean, it's a flat course. There's no real... You just push hard.
The bike went great. Like, I'm actually... I remember the first time I did this course, and I would like slow down like crazy
at the turns,
and now like
you're Tour de Francing it.
Yeah. Like even at the beginning, I remember being scared at the beginning last year because it's downhill and you're going fast and then you're turning. Yeah, I just went all out for that section. I'm getting used to handling the bike, I guess.
Now that you have 10,000 hours on the bike.
Yeah, and I haven't checked my power numbers yet. I'm guessing my power numbers were still probably similar to Birds Hill, but maybe slightly higher.
But that's a way easier course because you don't have the turnarounds.
Yeah, way easier course. Yeah,
and the hills.
Yeah,
and so I'm guessing you had a pretty significant negative split because of the wind.
I was about 34 on the first half, and I was like 27.
Yeah, okay. I was 38.
27 on the back.
38, 33 for me. So how many negative minutes? 7?
About 7, but I think because I'm really focused on my arrow, second half was downwind, and I think that was more to my advantage.
Yeah, for sure. But even me,
I was hitting like 28s on the flats, 28 miles an hour, 29, 30 on the flats.
Because of the arrow.
Downwind.
So I know that I'm a bigger guy, so the downwind helps, right? Downwind and downhill helps.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, because I was passing people. I was catching up to people on the back 9. Remember in Birds Hill, everyone was passing.
Well, it could be also your endurance. But, yeah.
But I did feel... So I had a huge leg workout on Thursday with Joel.
Yeah.
I did like 1,000,000 squats, and I told him after the workout, I'm doing a triathlon on Saturday. He's like, oh my God, you should have let me know.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, whatever. He's like, oh, you're going to feel this 2 days out. That's Saturday. I felt it a little bit, but that's my excuse, just so you know. Setting up an excuse.
No, but what was your time on the bike?
I think 1:11.
So you trimmed 6 minutes?
Yeah.
In a week? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But you know what it is? I just went harder.
Yeah.
I was booting 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was miserable. I didn't want to be there. And so on the way out, I hit 38 at the half. And I was like, are you 38:30?
Yeah, I knew. When we turned that corner where you all of a sudden go south, and I saw the flag, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's straight against. That's why because I was like, why am I going so slow? I was like, I kind of figured it was against the wind. Like,
you don't really see it. It wasn't like a strong wind.
But I've done so much riding lately that I know that a certain power, no wind, I'm going to be at that speed. So I knew that. I was like, there's no way I'm going this slow and there's no wind. So I knew we were slightly against in the first half.
Yeah, I didn't have any power data whatsoever, but I knew this is not... there's no way I'm going the same speed as Birds Hill. There's no way.
Yeah.
And then at the half, 38:30, I'm like, are you kidding me? That's 2:17, or that's an hour 17. That's the exact same time I did 2 weeks ago.
But
I'm like, you know what?
Did you notice, like, the first, you're going up the hill on the turn when you come back, and I was still going faster up the hill because it was down.
I wasn't checking my data. I knew I was cruising. I could just sense it. I just knew. And I started pushing way harder on the back 9.
I started seeing people ahead of me that I could catch, and that's what was helping me push. I was like, because I was like, I know I can put out more power than I'm putting out here. Like, I probably did a negative. I probably put more power out in the second half, I think, than I did in the first half. But I think it's because I could always see someone in the distance there. I'm like, I'm going to reel him in.
It's what was you were 6th, I think, when I saw you at the half, because I was counting, because I was like, I wonder how Charlie's doing.
Yeah, I passed 3 more.
And then
I was 4th.
When I passed you, you were sixth.
I was fourth when I finished the bike. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you passed some. And Tive, it's our buddy Tive from the Brokery, Eric Belfort, he told me when he passed me on the bike at the turn, he said, "You're 12th." I said, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah.
12th, I appreciate it.
Not bad.
It's pretty bad. But the good news is, like last week, I was getting.
He told me I was fourth, and I was actually.
You were sixth.
I was actually fifth. On the run, he gave me. He said, "It's like you're fourth," and I was like, "Oh, okay. So if I pass one person, I'll be on the podium." But I was actually fifth because I did pass one person and I ended up fifth. I ended up fourth.
And you know that they were in our category because you were checking the bibs?
Well, I just saw on the website that I finished fourth.
No, but how did you? There's a million people on the course. How did you know who was sprint? Who was?
Because I recognized them from when I finished the bike run. So story is, at the end of the bike run, I kept going hard because I was like, okay, I got to go under 102. So I went hard right till the end. And I passed this guy.
What do you mean right till the end?
Well, right up the hill, down the hill when you get in.
Yeah, you raced the entire course. You did it. Yeah,
sometimes you take it easy at the end to kind of get ready for, preparation, whatever. So the guy in front of me, Luke Fournier, who's I guess he's a really good triathlete, because what he did was, I saw him unclip his shoes right at the end, and that's when I blew by him. But he unclipped his shoes, and then I got off the bike. I had a really good dismount off the bike, no issues.
He zoomed by you because he wasn't wearing bike shoes.
Exactly.
I'm doing that next race.
He unclipped before, then came out of the bike, and he was like running. He was barefoot, like way easier.
Why are we not doing that?
Because I practice. It's hard. It looks hard. I don't know.
I would have been better off to take my shoes off,
or take a second to take your shoes off.
I should have done that because we had like 200 meters to run.
Yeah, there was a lot of running there, and I was running so slow with
those shoes. Are hard to run in.
Like barefoot, I would have run way faster.
Well, yeah, I was thinking that. Why am I not? The other thing I have to do. This is enough, is these laces. What are they called?
Elastic laces.
Why do we not have those?
Well, I have them. So I was trying something else today, and it didn't work out.
What were you trying?
So I tried just putting my Alpha Fly 3s, the new ones.
Yeah.
They're actually a lot easier. They're pretty easy to put on.
No laces you tried?
I should have maybe tried. No, I put laces. What I did was just put them normally and then tied them.
So what is that different?
In Birds Hill, what I did is I had elastic laces.
Okay, you didn't like it?
Different shoes that I thought maybe weren't as good as the Alpha Flies, but they were pretty good. So I would definitely go back to what I did in Birds Hill.
Okay, I think it's an easy trim. Like I had 10 seconds for the tying, because in the transition, I got there before the guy next to me. He put on his shoes and he just left, and I'm sitting there tying my shoes like an idiot. I said, why don't I have that?
Yeah, my transitions were the worst transitions I've had in a triathlon today.
What were your total? You said 5 minutes.
Over 5 minutes total.
Okay, so I felt like I did pretty good transition. I did two. I don't know how they measure them.
Yeah,
so maybe it's not.
It depends where you get.
Yeah, but I timed it from start to end, and I did 4:30 on my two transitions.
Yeah, so you beat me by like a minute there, probably. Which I feel like I beat you in the transitions.
I think last week we were 1-1.
Okay, yeah.
I think the year before we were.
But total time, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
when I first started, you were faster than me, but
only because I had done 1 or 2 extra races than you.
Yeah.
But like, what did I have? My first ever Ironman, 21 minutes or something.
For one
T1.
Yeah.
21 minutes. I just took a nap. I was not in a good space mentally. If ever you have a rough transition, think of that.
I want to talk a little bit about my bike though today.
Yeah, okay, cool. No reminiscing allowed about Ironman.
No, you can reminisce.
No, okay.
Go ahead. But we kind of skipped over it, I feel. The bike.
Well, we're not done. We can go back.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
So I crushed it, like 101 something, which is like 39 something. I think around 39 kilometers an hour.
39 kilometers per hour.
Pretty
so
close.
If ever you go out bike, I guarantee you, if you're even starting out, if you're any good, you will target for the first year that you're biking, you're going to target 30 kilometers an hour.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it depends on your experience, but yeah. So, like, I'd never hit 39 last year. Like, that was, like, I had to, like, go to 350 watts to... Anyways, so it felt good. I like I said, my swim wasn't super good, and I was, like, I don't know, I felt like there was, like, 20 people ahead of me.
In what?
After the swim. I know, I have no clue.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I'm guessing. So I passed... And I passed some really good bikers. Like, I passed Simo.
Simo?
I passed...
Simo passed me.
Yeah. Like, I passed so many good cyclists. Like, it was nice.
Yeah, that guy's training for an Ironman, so he's definitely doing it. And he's got a nice biker's body.
He's a good cyclist, yeah.
So...
He just needs to be more aero a little bit.
You hear me, Simo? You hear me? Charlie says you need to be more aero. Charlie's chirping.
No, he's got lots of power. He puts out a lot of power.
You think he's not getting enough speed for?
He's like I was last year.
Okay, and like pretty much everyone is who doesn't. I don't know.
Well, he puts out lots of power. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do you want to talk about your bike? How awesome it was?
Yeah, it was fun. Downwind on the way back.
You said on the way in.
I wanted to do 102 was kind of my real goal. And I beat it by 20 seconds, so I'm super happy about it.
So I pretty much knew exactly what was happening during this race. I was like, okay, I did a 24 plus 2. Charlie's going to do, he's 2 minutes behind me in the swim. And turned out you were 3. And you're going to pass me. What was really valuable for me was like, okay, you passed me on mile 8, so then I knew I could extrapolate. I knew you gained roughly 2 to 3 minutes in 8 miles, which is about a third of the course.
Yeah, times 3.
So I knew you were going to finish 6 to 9 minutes ahead of me.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
I was actually super worried you were going to pass me on the run because... we'll talk about the run, but I'm assuming you I think a lot of people struggled on the run today because
I had a hard time.
It was pretty hot.
No, anyways, don't want to blow the punchline, but I had a huge cramp. Oh. I've never had a cramp running, I think, ever in my life.
Is it possible... Because you went a bit harder on the bike?
If it's for sure possible. I asked Patrick after. I said, I cut like 7 minutes off the bike, but I lost 4 on the run. And he goes, yeah, that's part of racing. Like, you give one, you give and take. You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it was way less fun. Like, I had way more fun in Birds Hill, even though I did 9 minutes slower.
Yeah.
Way more fun passing everyone on the run. It was so fun.
Yeah, but I guess you don't pass as many people on the bike.
I didn't get passed on the bike, though. I got past a few people early on. Simo, a couple other guys, Glenn Dozer.
Yeah.
I don't know who else there, but maybe 4 or 5 people early, and that's it. No one else passed me. Yeah. On the back 9, nobody passed me.
Yeah.
I was happy with my bike because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be Charlie's gonna be 6 minutes ahead of me after the bike, and here's what I was 4 to 6, I thought. And here's the thing. He's going to run, maybe he has a bad day because he went so hard. Maybe he runs a 45. I need to go run a 39, and I can catch him. That's what I was thinking.
I was worried that was going to happen because at first I started, I'm like, oh, God, like 45. 45 will be great for me, right? Like, it felt so hard, the run. And I was and then when I saw you at the first, I was like, oh, he's going to catch.
I was only 5 minutes behind.
I was like 5 minutes behind. He can make that up. And then I saw you at the second. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess he's struggling because I think I actually made up time on that one.
I started with 2 6:30s, and then they were like the cramp hit, and I was in the 7:20s or whatever. Yeah.
And that's the slowest I've ever seen you run.
It's by far the slowest I've ever done.
But still, you passed Simo on the run, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I passed a lot of people, but I had 3 of the 3.5 miles where it was so painful, that cramp.
Yeah.
So painful. You know what I did? I said, I should probably finish the scratch here. I don't want to waste Charlie's scratch. You gave me scratch for the race.
Okay, yeah.
So do you drink on the bike? It's hard to drink if you're going that fast, right?
Yeah, I drink. I just from my...
At the turns?
No, I have my little...
Oh, yeah, okay. Straw. I got to get my thing back.
My little straw that pulls out, so...
I was trying to drink from the water bottle, but I know that when you drink from the water bottle, you're losing so much aero and you're...
Yeah.
So I'm for sure losing 10 seconds or whatever every time you drink.
No, I don't think you lose that much, but maybe, yeah.
Whatever. I was hesitant to drink, so I drank less today. So then at the end of the bike, I said, I should probably drink. It's a little hot out. I had 1 water bottle, right?
Yeah.
I said, it probably should drink. So I crushed half the water bottle, and then I went out and I ran.
Oh, so
and it hit me on mile 2.
the water.
Oh, it was so painful. I've never had that. And here I am bragging on this podcast that I can pretty much eat and drink anything, and I never have a cramp. And it caught up to me. I had a hard time. I did those 3 the 3 or 4 middle miles and the 7s. And then my last mile was fast, obviously, because it went away. But I don't know. I finished 43 something on the run.
Yeah, I was over 45. That's the slowest. That was when I guess maybe I went too hard on the bike. Is that possible? I guess.
But I mean, you made up. Like, because the run, okay, you had a bad run. You did 45 minutes, but you're never gonna.
Yeah,
it's about as bad as it could be, right?
But it's like you're trying to figure that out, right? I've done times where I've been like, okay, I'll save for the run, and then I regretted it
because you couldn't make up the time.
Because I feel like I still had a great run, and I guess but at the time I was like, okay, I had a great run, so maybe I could serve too much,
I wonder what this. It's not like a marathon, right? Would you agree? This is different. The planning,
it's very tough to figure. I don't know.
I don't think.
I'd love to talk to some triathlon experts on this, but it's
our buddy T-Mass.
Tyler Maslow.
Yeah.
Mislachuk? Yeah. Well, so in the Olympics though, they do draft, so it's like you don't have a choice. You just gotta stay with that group, right?
Yeah, and then it's basically
a run. It's a run after
a hard bike, but
a hard swim and a hard bike, and
don't fall, don't get injured.
Yeah, and then whoever can run the fastest.
Yeah, I think if I could have drafted today, I think I would have had a chance to follow Simo or. I was
like, these guys, they're all... Because when I saw you guys were all together. You, Simo, Glenn.
They passed me.
Yeah, I know. But when I saw you guys after the first turnaround, you guys were all within range at one point.
I did not draft at all today.
No, I'm not saying you drafted, but you guys were close.
Okay, well, that happened to be the time where they passed. They went ahead together for a bit, those two.
Yeah.
And I almost caught Glenn on the way back, but he was too powerful for me. I beat him last year at Birds Hill.
But he's a better cyclist than you.
Way better cyclist. I would have had to do my 39 minutes today to catch, to beat you and to finish on the podium. I would have had to do 30.
Yeah, I missed the podium by 30 seconds. So.
30 seconds. How does that feel?
I guess I feel like, could I have pushed my run to be a minute faster? I feel like I could have. Although I was in pain, it was hard. It's so slow. How can it be that slow?
That's how I felt. It was so miserable. Just go. Why are you not going? Go, move the legs. Let's go, Rob.
Yeah.
And then, I check my heart rate. 167. I guess I'm going a little bit.
Yeah.
I wonder what my heart rate was last week or 2 weeks ago when I definitely did not have the same feeling as 2 weeks ago on the run. That might have been lightning in a bottle.
It was a lot cooler last week. I think running's a lot easier when it's cool.
Yeah, the sun was out today. It was for sure.
It's just easier to run when it's cool.
It was for sure in the 20s, right? The sun was out. There's no shade.
It was high 20s. It was 17 when the race started.
Yeah. So that we're not complaining about the conditions. I'm just saying.
I think that's
a few
an
minutes.
Explanation of why the Birds Hill run was easier than this week.
And I was 7 minutes slower on the bike, or 6 minutes slower on the bike.
Yeah.
So, but I lost 4 minutes on the run
because I kept thinking people were going to pass me because I was running so slow, but instead I passed someone.
And you were passing people with a 45 minute.
I passed one guy. Yeah.
So Labby lapped me.
Labby was in the sprint though.
Oh.
That's why he was running so fast.
Okay.
A lot of good guys were in the sprint. That's
okay.
why it was,
Okay, I feel better then.
Yeah.
It was like, he's 20 minutes ahead of me? Holy shit.
No. It's because he was in the sprint. One guy, I was barely moving. I know I was running slow, not fast, not super fast.
But you were still doing 7 minute miles.
Yeah, whatever.
7.5.
And one kid just ran I wasn't even moving, but he was in the sprint. So I was like, okay, he's in the sprint, no big deal.
Just trying to pause. But it's a good course. It's a fun day. You learn about yourself. Would you say it's one of the... Every time I do a race, I learn something about myself. Like, I'm not going to say triathlons are hard because there's no way this was anything near like a marathon. They're not hard for sure. But, like, I think of how I felt on that 10K, how I felt today, and I was trying to match that pace, and I just couldn't freaking do it.
When I was running that 10K, I was like...
Were you mile counting? Were you like...
No, I was like... I was questioning why I was doing this.
You're questioning?
Yeah, it was like...
What am I gaining out of this?
Yeah, why am I doing this? Because it was... I was in pain, I guess.
Now are you questioning it?
Not so much. That's the thing, like, you forget how hard it is.
Right after.
How hard it was, yeah.
I love today, like, you bump into... Now, okay, the first time I went to one of these things, I knew zero human beings, zero individuals.
Yeah.
And then today, like, people want to share stories, and...
Yeah, it's I feel like you start, like...
It's a supportive community.
You start to get to know people in the community, and it's fun.
It's fun. It's fun encouraging people. I met Darrell Forêt today. Haven't seen that guy in forever. He told me he biked 700 kilometers in a 24-hour period. On gravel to raise funds for one of his buddy's charities. I said, excuse me? How many kilometers? I thought he said 100 or 200. 700. I said, over how long? He said 24 hours. I said, no. Yeah, but how many days? He goes, 1 day. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know he biked.
That's amazing.
Because he's like, I would have been here today, but I just biked 700 kilometers. So I didn't know that. So that's his hometown, St. Malo. So, because that reminds me of one of the things you want to do.
Yeah. Well, bike across Manitoba in a day.
Yeah, 506 kilometers. You can do that if he can. What would you do?
Well, I would say that'd be a lot easier than doing 700 kilometers on gravel in a day.
Yeah, because you could do it with a tri-bike, right?
Plus, I would go downwind, and I would go.
Yeah. Pick the wind. Pick a windy day.
Wait for a day with the wind from the west,
and just go.
Yep.
Get your sail up.
Yeah.
No, it's good. So I like the community. I like that. We saw Patrick. I let Patrick know today
that you're running 100K.
That I'm running 100K.
Lots of notice.
Tons of notice, and it's always like, hey Patrick, hey, we need to talk. It's almost like I don't know, you're like firing an employee, like that awkward conversation with your wife or something. Hey, yeah, sorry, we need to talk, Patrick. Yeah. He's like, what is it? I'm gonna be doing 100K. Okay, yeah, we can work around that. Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay, yeah, no, we can work around that. What are your plans? Okay. Now he's good for that. He tells us how he feels.
Yeah.
But he just, whatever, we're the clients, right? Like, At the end of the day, it's what we want to do, right? Nah, he's very good for that. All right, any other thoughts, Charlie?
No, it was fun. Yeah.
4 consecutive weekends with races.
Lots of lessons learned. And
4 consecutive weekend races. And now a break. Canada Day, are you going to go do that 10K? Canada Day?
There's a Canada Day 10K?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know. Michelle told me about it. My wife. She's going to go do it, I think. She did her first 10K since injuring her ACL meniscus. Yeah. And she ran the whole thing, she told me. Yeah. She was really, really pumped. Well, not PB, but I guess when you go through massive injuries, you restart the PB clock.
Always. That's how you got to keep yourself
motivated.
Like when I was injured last year after LA, after Vegas, I think. Anyways, it was like that. I was kind of like, I had my PBs, but I was like, it's like a restart. It felt like a restart.
Well, you kind of have to. You're a new body. She's got a completely surgically repaired knee, meniscus, ACL, whatever, 2 surgeries. She was doing 15-minute 10Ks maybe. Anyway, she did this one in just over an hour, so she was pretty pumped. Okay, and then she said she's signing up for the Canada Day 10K. So I don't know. There's going to be something if you want. I also forgot that I signed up for the virtual Calgary Marathon.
Virtual Calgary Marathon. Wow.
Yeah. What happened is
Wow.
My branch, my colleagues in Calgary from my firm, they kind of know me as the runner.
Yeah.
And they wanted like my support or whatever to be, I don't know, part of their crew. And they all ran the Calgary Marathon. There's a crew of people in Calgary. And they asked me to be a part of the crew. So I said, I'll be part of the crew. So I was like virtually part of them. We'd share jogs and we'd talk about what we were doing. And I mean, I didn't share all my jogs because it would have been a little much.
Yeah.
But
well, I guess when you do your 100K.
No, here's the thing. The window to do this Calgary Service Credit Union half marathon closes tomorrow.
Oh, half marathon.
Sorry, no, marathon.
Oh.
Closes tomorrow. So I think I have to go do a 42K tomorrow.
Well, good luck with that.
You think I shouldn't do it?
Yeah, you couldn't. No, I think you.
I kind of have to. I committed to it.
If I would not want to do it personally, but if you want to do it, yeah.
Well, I committed to it.
So you're going to do so that is a thing that you did not tell Patrick.
I forgot about that. Completely forgot about it. I got an email.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow.
Well, those guys are all like, hey, how'd your marathon go? And what's stupid is that day.
Why didn't you submit the Manitoba marathon?
No, that's unethical. I don't know if it's unethical, but it's not what I wanted to do. But remember that day I went and I ran with Ryan Keeping?
Yeah.
I did like 35 kilometers or whatever.
Yeah.
I could have just done 7 more
and
submitted it. And now I've not done my marathon that I committed to doing.
I would say just submit your Manitoba marathon.
No, not doing that. That was a different marathon. You can't do that. I might though. I might. I'll see how I feel.
Oh man, I don't know.
But I mean, it's good training.
A virtual marathon. That would be the last thing I would ever sign up for.
Really?
Yeah.
You've run marathons on treadmills and
no, never.
Outside on just for a jog?
No.
You think I'm crazy to do this?
A little.
Well, I don't know. Just go out and nice.
No, I know you're gonna love it.
10-minute miles and it's training for my 100K.
Yeah, exactly.
So
more miles, less pace.
More miles, less pace. That's what I think I'm going to do tomorrow. More miles, less pace. I talked to Patrick. Nice and easy, 5 miles an hour. He's like, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, we can build a plan around that. When is that? 2 weeks. Okay, yeah, a little short to build a plan around that.
Sorry, Grains' 2-week marathon training plan.
Hey, speaking of Grains.
Oh yeah, lots of texts going.
Did he tell you he wants to do a triathlon? And he said, I think I'm going to do a triathlon, the Hecla one or whatever. Oh, good for you, Grains. That's a great idea. You could borrow my bike. He said, no, I'm just going to use one of the bikes on the farm, like one of these mountain bikes. Like, Grains, you can't use a farm mountain bike. What do you think he'd do kilometers? What could you do on a max pace with a mountain bike? The effort you put in today, what would it be? Would it be half the speed?
It'd be like, I would guess like 20...
Could you hit
26 kilometers an hour or something like that?
Oh, I don't even think you could hit that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing.
So you're adding like 40 minutes to your bike, or 30.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half. It's probably for him. He probably can't bike like me, so it's probably an hour 40 for him.
Yeah. So I told him, just use my bike. I'm away that weekend. Just use my bike. He's like, no. I don't want to use your fancy bike. Anyways, Grains, if you're listening, you could use my bike.
Use the bike.
And if there's other listeners that want to try their hand at a triathlon and it happens to be that I'm not around, I'd be happy to lend out my bike to someone. Just reach out, Strava or through here. Charlie, anything else?
No, I think looking forward to Hecla, looking forward to here.
When is Hecla?
Mid-July. So you were asking about July races. Well, that's
okay.
The one.
Yeah, that's the only race in the whole calendar.
Yeah.
That and
your 100K,
my 100K, but also the
trees and back.
The running journey indoor half marathon.
Running journey indoor half.
I think I'm going to do it. Are you around the July 27th or 28th that weekend?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Okay, hopefully you are. It's kind of the only weekend that works for me, so I think I'm going to do it that weekend. It's Labby's wedding. Not Labby who zoomed by me today. Different Labby.
He was running pretty well.
Labby was
crazy.
crazy.
But he only did 5K.
loser. I'm kidding, Labby. You won the sprint or whatever. You're awesome.
Yeah, nice win.
And I actually told him, I said, "Attaboy, Labby." I said that, and I don't even know if that's his nickname.
Yeah,
but like we call him that. And then he gave me the old like shrug of death. Oh my god, like how hard this is.
Yeah,
the shrug of death. I was like, huh, he's struggling.
Well, 5K is hard.
I know, because he's probably doing like an 18-minute, 17-minute 5K or
yeah.
whatever. Good for you. You killed it, Labby. I imagine. I haven't seen the times, but I'm sure he killed it. So okay,
there was a lot of speedsters on the sprint. It was probably a stacked sprint field. I wouldn't mind,
because it's the provincial championship.
So it was a super stacked. But I think Labby had his cheater wheels.
What are cheater wheels again?
Oh, just arrow wheels.
Arrow wheels.
Like a disc wheel in the
I
back.
thought you didn't want those on a windy day.
No, you want. I mean, as long as it's not crazy. I think if you're a good cyclist, like.
When are you buying cheater wheels?
They're coming in.
They're coming in? Oh, I forgot to mention, Charlie today had a cheater helmet. Charlie had a time trial Olympic helmet.
Well,
You showed up, I was like, hey, everyone, this guy's an Olympian. Please step aside. One of those futuristic helmets that goes all the way in the back with the goggles.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's the right call for an Ironman, though, now, because it's a bit warmer.
Yeah, and don't you just sweat like crazy into your visor and stuff?
Yeah, you sweat a lot, yeah.
So,
but in an Ironman, I'm probably not going as hard.
Yeah, and it's
nearly as hard as how I was going today.
And it's only going to be 4 hours for you, right?
4:45.
4:45.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
4:45.
Well, I mean, you can dream big.
Yeah. So Charlie bought the cheater helmet. Charlie bought the cheater wheels.
They're coming in.
The cheater wheels are coming in, and you expect 1 or 2 kilometers per hour from the cheater helmet, and like 3 or 4 from the cheater wheels.
Cheater helmet's about half a kilometer for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
On my test that I did.
Okay. Cheater wheels.
Cheater wheels. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, like, what are you reading online?
No clue. We'll see.
Look at this guy investing in his. So, cheater Ironman you're doing in Sacramento.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown cheater Ironman. It's down.
Full-blown. That's I think that's the title. California Cheater Ironman.
It shouldn't even count.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even count
It
as
doesn't. It doesn't really.
Down. It was like today's swim, roughly.
It was, slightly easier than today's swim.
Yeah, today's swim. And I mean, the 112 miles on the bike, you probably still have to do, though, right?
Yeah, you still.
And the 26 miles you still have to do those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, it's not quite half, but so you want to do real quick, and we'll do episodes on this. But you want to you've thought now about goals, and you think you might be able to qualify for Worlds.
Well, yeah, of course.
What do you think you need to do there? Well, you want to break 10, right?
10. I mean, yeah. It's that's probably more like my 1 hour bike today. Like, it's possible,
that
but
is
will it happen? I don't know.
That is really
not,
fast.
It's a stretch goal. Yeah.
Wow, that is fast. Anyways, good to have goals. All right, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you guys listening. Give us the 5 stars. It means a lot to us. Anything else, Charlie?
Nope.
All right, have a great day, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.